ब्रह्मणे नमः। ॐ महेश्वराय नमः। ॐ विष्णवे नमः। ॐ ताण्डवे नमः। ॐ भरताय नमः। ॐ अभिनवगुप्तपादाचार्याय नमः। ॐ सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ प्रणम्य शिरसा देवो पितामहमहेश्वरो नाट्यशास्त्रं प्रवक्ष्यामि ब्रह्मणा यदुदाहृतम्।
तोलापादक्रमं कृत्वा हस्तौ तदनुगावुभौ रेचितौ घूर्णितौ वापि स्खलितं करणं भवेत्.
The Dolapadachari is performed with the relevant action of the hands. When this is followed by Rechita and Ghurnita, it is called Skhalitam.
अभिनवगुप्त हंसपक्ष उपरक्षितौ बाहु गमनागमनपूर्वकं. So moving Hamsapaksha should be adopted. That's what he says.
So nothing much is added from Abhinavagupta's commentary. So we could assume that the Dolapadachari is performed with the Dola Hastas swinging on either side. This
like
is
in Dolapada Karana.
Yes.
This is followed by the Ghurnita Karana along with the Rechita Hasta. Here both Kumbakonam and Chidambaram sculptures are in Mandalasthana with the right hand near the chest and the left hanging as Lata. The Kumbakonam figure has right foot crossed in front as Kunchita. Chidambaram figure has Agratala without a cross.
Both show the process of reeling.
So the movement goes
Ta ta dinna ka dinna tam. Tatta ginna tam.
While doing Dolapada, the Hamsapaksha Hasta is being carried out.
Dola
Hasta has Hamsapaksha Hasta only.
See, the hanging of hands are of three kinds. When you hang, Mahati, show him. Hamsapaksha Dhruta Brahmana, and it is above the head or near at the level of the head, it is Rechita. When it is lowered at the level of the shoulder, it is Dola. When it is hanging alongside the body, it is Lata.
Yes.
So you can easily get confused in the commentary which one is to be followed, and sculptures help. And the Lata can be on the side also.
And Hamsapaksha Abhinay Hasta?
Hamsapaksha is
what
this.
is there in Rechita.
It is already mentioned. It is Hamsapaksha Dhruta Brahmana, which is, it's a fast rolling of Hamsapaksha which is moved out.
Whether it is Rechita, Dola or Lata,
it is always
Hamsapaksha.
That wrist movement has to be along with the Bahu movement of the Anchita and Kunchita.
But
so
Yavartita and Parivartita, Alapadma Hasta will come into picture, is it not?
Yes.
Need not be always. It can be just Mushti also. It can be just Arala also. It is the
wrist movement.
It's the wrist movement which counts. From which side are you going to take? If from Tarjani it goes out, then from Tarjani it comes in. From little finger it goes out. From little finger it comes in. I can do it either this way as Mushti also, or Arala also, or Katakamukha also. So it is more connected with the wrist. That's how you understand the movement. Otherwise, how do you get the Mushtika Swastika? Mushtika Swastika. How do you do that? It's not always. It is not always lotus. It's not only for that. It can be for other purpose also.
Here in Satara, the Devi's figure shows the end of the Dola Padachari with the right foot landed in Anchita and with the Dola Hasta on the left. Shiva's figure shows the end of the Gurnita with the right foot crossed in front. Two hands are in Rechita, showing the course of the action. The main right hand is near the chest in Alapadma, while the left hangs in Lata. So this is Khalipa.
Use Kutrika? Usage is not given. It is useful for Nrtta. Shall we go to the next one?
Okay.
Karihasta. Karihasta of Chidambaram is one of the most beautiful sculptures.
एको वक्षस्थितो हस्तः प्रोद्वेष्टित तलोपरः अंचितश्चरणश्चैव प्रयोज्य करिहस्तके.
One hand is in the region of the chest, the other is rotated, and the foot is made anchita. When such actions are used, it is karihasta.
Abhinav Gupta says, प्रोद्वेष्टन क्रियया परः कर्णस्थः त्रिपताकः तद्दिक् एव पादात् प्रोद्वेष्टन समकालम अंचितः संप्रयुज्य निष्क्रमणीयः करिहस्तेन नृत्तहस्तेन सदृशमेतदंश इत्येतन् नाम्ना. So by the name also it goes like that, karihasta, and it is very much converging with what you are doing.
Here the Kumbakonam figure is yet to be discovered.
Kumbakonam figure is missing.
Oh. I thought some beautiful figure will be showed.
No, I don't have Tanjavur figure also.
Oh.
So Chidambaram.
Left with only
Chidambaram.
Only Chidambaram.
Chidambaram figure has a beautiful tribhanga. The right foot is partly extended as anchita. The knee is not erect and hence it adds more grace. Karihasta is clear with the left hand near the ear and the other stretched across.
Very beautiful sculpture.
So when the right foot moves as anchita, the right hand swings inwards, and when the left foot moves, the hand swings outwards. So the movement will be...
It's very clear. One sculpture itself is completely clear with the help of Abhinav Gupta, 100% perfect.
So my reconstruction is like this.
Yes.
Dit, tay, tam, dit, tay. I start with the ear of the elephant. Tay.
The Satara sculptures, the movement involves one Agratala step behind, followed by one step by the other foot. The concluded with the former being moved out and placed in Anchita. Devi's figure shows the beginning of the movement with the right foot crossed behind as Agratala. The left waist is raised and the body is tilted to the left. The left hand is near the ear and the right hand is in Dola, in the side. Shiva's figure is almost similar to the respective sculpture at Chidambaram, with the hand in. It is in the style of Pallava sculptures portraying such movements. The Satara hands.
I've used this like that.
Twisting of the
arm.
There is one more comment about Karihastam. If you go through the Angaharas, there are 32 Angaharas which are combination of specified Karanas. every Angahara finishes with Karihastam followed by Katichinnam. There is Uromandalam, Karihastam and Katichinnam. These are like the Makuta Adavus of today.
Yes.
But it's a sequel order. Karihastam is involved in all the Angaharas. So they can be used for ramification of Tala. Different Tala patterns can be woven into Karihasta movement.
And in this juncture itself, I want to ask one question, rather I want to get enlightened regarding the various talas or gatis suitable to different Karanas. Not all Karanas can be performed beautifully in all talas, is it true? For example, Mattalli, Samutsrita Mattalli, such things can go very beautifully in the Trishra Tala, Trishragati or Rupaka Tala, but not in Khanda.
It depends on how you weave the Tala pattern, but I have certain way of introducing the bowl for each Karana.
Yes.
In fact, I choose even the instrument.
Of course.
Even the relevant instrument for each Karana. If you listen to my tuning of the 108 Karanas movements, you will find my having used different kinds of percussion. Different kinds of percussion, for instance, the gumki, we call it the gumki, which is done with the right hand.
In the
mridangam or tabla particularly, or the Yadaka Vadya. Yadaka is used in most of the sculptures.
Yes.
So Yadaka has been a very important instrument for performing the Karanas, because all over Tamil Nadu, the dance sculptures are seen with Yadaka Vadya. And as early as mid 70s, I started using Yadaka for my dances. It was a big, lot of people raised their eyebrows. Yadaka is a Keralite Vadya. How can you use it for Bharatanatyam?
But in Sangeet Ratnakara and such great works are...
Who looked at Sangeet? Ganesh, there can be only one Ganesh who knows all this. Who knew about Sangeeta Ratnakara? What they knew was the tradition of the last 2 centuries. Yes. So I will not blame those critics or the scholars. They knew something, but it was not what was mentioned in Natyashastra. What was there 500 years ago. They were experts in the field based on the norms of last 2 centuries. I won't question their bona fides, but there was something beyond that. They could not digest the fact.
You are graciously generous. I want to add one more thing. Often and often you say something, all these things should be understood and learned through the gurus. But Guru, who is Guru? Shankara Bhagavad says, Adhigata Tattvaha has rightly learnt. Yes, Shishya Hitodyata Satatam, and should be well aware of the betterment of the student and in which way he can or she can be groomed well. All that things should be known. If not, will not be Guru. Bahavo Guravasanti Shishya Vittapaharakaha. There are many gurus who are there to grab the money of students, but Virala Guravasanti Shishya Chittapaharakaha, who can entertain their mind and groom them properly. Such gurus are rare.
Who wrote this?
It is in Samyochita Padyamalika. It is Uchita for this Samaya, I told.
Very, very relevant today.
All time afterwards.
So, the instruments have to be chosen. The Tala pattern has to be chosen. What I have done for Bharata Nrityam is, I have not relegated the Adavu pattern.
Certainly not.
I am using the Adavu pattern. I am using the musical forms. For instance, Varnam I don't relegate, but Tilana, I use all of them. I use Jatiswaram. I use the padams, I'm very fond of Rasa Shabdam of Uttukadu, and I weave the Karanas into the Adavas.
Certainly, Karanas are something like the buntings, Toranas. They are tied around the pillars of Adavos.
And my Karanas are useful for Abhinaya also. I use them, and I use the right Tala pattern, as you rightly said. I love to have Mattali, Sarita Mattali in Tishragati. It can be in Kanda also, depending on the necessity. But it is very essential to make proper use of the right type of percussion. The sound of the percussion is very important.
And the tempo also.
And I had reconstructed 3 Angaharas, for which I used only the bowls mentioned in Natya Shastra.
Yes.
That sounds very different, like as though something has been imported from Greek and Latin, but it sounds different. Those were the bowls used for Tripushkara.
Yes.
We don't have that Tripushkara Vadya now, but somebody like Professor Sambamurthy had research done, and he reconstructed some of these old instruments, and they are all preserved very badly by the handicrafts department of central government. Now all the instruments are in Chennai in the basement of some building. Such wonderful research had been done about these old instruments, different kinds of harps, which are called yard in Tamil literature, and they are called veena in
Makara veena.
So many types of them. They've all been just dumped into the basement of a. I wanted to record this so that somebody can make use of it. IGNCA can make a gallery, or if Government of India permits me, I can take all of that and put it in the BIFAC Museum. Bharata Elango Foundation for Asian Culture museum has been made. I can take and preserve them, worship them. Forget about playing, at least
they have to be seen.
They have to be seen. This has to be done.
That's what. Not that such and such Karana can be practiced and performed only by using such and such Tala, but the best usage and best beauty of that Karana is revealed through such and such Gatis, such and such tempos and such Talas. It is an aesthetics by itself, and this is all can be known only
even
through
the raga.
learned Guru.
Even the raga. For instance, for portraying Sarpitam, you would have used Punnagavrali.
Yes.
That is meant for
Nagas.
Naga.
And I'm going to Prasarpitakam. Ekastu rechito hasto lapakyastu tatha paraha prasarpita talau pado prasarpitakam tat.
Prasarpitam is that which has rechita for one hand and lata for the other hand, along with the feet being spread on the ground. So the Kumbakonam figure was recently discovered later after removing the wall which was covering it.
I told you about the wall.
The left foot is Parshva and the right knee is stretched in Mandalasthana. Right hand is Dola and the left hand is Katakamukha near the chest. This shows that the movement could be performed either in this way or a combination of Katakamukha and Rechita. The Chidambaram figure is in Mandalasthana with the right foot on the toes.
Abhinavgupta says, Hamsapaksho Dhruta Brahma iti Rechitaha. That's what he has clearly told. Aparo Latakyo Nrttastaha. Rechita Karasya Dikpadaha Padamtaran Mandam Bhumi Garshana Chale. Slowly and then rubbing the ground, you should go.
Rubbing the ground.
Bhumi Garshana Chale. Etasya Khechara Sanchara Vishaya Prayoga.
The practical reconstruction is The foot is moved on the side without being lifted, along with the respective hand as Rechita. The torso also must lean towards the same side. The other hand is to be Lata. Then the second foot is drawn in as Suchi near the first. This is what we see in Chidambaram figure.
Can we move through this Karana?
Yes.
Yeah,
Vikram?
we can.
Can you push?
When you do it continuously on the same side.
Tatta. Hitataka taddin. Tatta. Ta. Tatta. How many times you can, depending on the space you want to cover.
And the beauty that is suggested here is, in the aerial movement it will be, means aerial move, jumps and all should be there, is it not? Then in the sky when moving, there will be no ground to stamp and get momentum and all. So it will be smooth, seamless movement.
I'll give you a modern parallel. If there are bumps while you fly in a plane, you are frightened.
Wonderful.
So the flight has to be very smooth and it must be by like Sarika,
Yes.
not bumpy.
We have Prambanan figures for this. Prambanan panel has 3 damaged figures. The first figure has the hand lifted near the head, showing the process of stretching on the sides. Both the legs are broken. The second figure has the left foot in Parshva, with the Nrtta Parshva on left and head tilted as Anchita also on the left. The left leg bears the weight of the body. The right leg is broken, but the posture must have been surely like the Satara Devi figure. The waistline proves this beyond doubt. The right hand is Karihasta and the left is lifted up near the head to end the movement as Dandapaksha. The third figure, though broken, shows the body lines clearly. The right foot is crossed at the back, and this shows that the Agratala foot may halt on the side or get crossed at the back. Here the Satara figure shows the sliding of the left foot on its side. This causes the stretching of the right foot in Suchi. Left hand is in Rechita, the right hand is in Dola. Shiva's figure shows the end of the movement when the Suchi Pada is drawn in Agratala near the left foot.
Is there any comment?
This looks like the Sarukal Adavu of present Bharatanatyam.
Show that. Sarukal Adavu. Taiya, Tai. Taiya, Tai. So this is the Sarukal Adavu of Bharatanatyam now. It's a modification, or I would say something which had been derivation. Only thing is, it ends in Anchita, but it is in the Karana, it is flat.
Suchi.
And drawn as Suchi, which gives it a smooth movement.
And again, distinctly noticeable is, in Sarukal Adavu, Rangakramana is not possible as compared with the Karana. In this Karana, how much of Rangakramana, floor occupation can be done, movement can be so easily done?
No, it can be done in Adavu also. Depends on how you do.
Is it? Now going to Simha Vikredikam. Again, getting inspired by the nature. Alakancha Purakrutva Dvitiyancha Drutakramam Hastau Padanugam Chapi Simha Vikredite Smrtau.
One foot moves forward as Alata and the other foot quickly follows it with the hands moving in a befitting manner. This is called Simha Vikredita. The Kumbakonam figure is in Vaishnavasthana with the heel of the right foot placed at an angle from the left. Both are in Trayashra. The upturned palms are seen as at the chest. The Chidambaram figure with waist raised on the right has the left foot placed slightly in front. The right and left hands are above and below the chest respectively. The movement goes like this. One foot performs alata, the other foot and hand quickly make a vertical rounding movement. The foot is dropped with force in front. The corresponding hand makes a sudden forceful thrust. This hand may be in loose form of pataka or urnanabha.
This aspect has been beautifully highlighted by Abhinav Gupta. Simha Karagata Samya Simha Vikriditam Raudra Gati Vishi. Something like the conquering lion. The paws of the lion have to be depicted through the hands and through the face, and whole of the body should be energized with Raudra. That is what he intends. And that has been very well articulated by Akka.
The forward thrust has to be there. I have added by seeing the animals, whether it is the bull or the lion, before it attacks, it does a movement like.
Yes.
That's the body movement of the animal to show it's going to attack.
In Kannada, there is an idiom itself. When somebody is cantankerous and coming quarreling, always quarrelsome, kaal kerkund jagalat bartare. That's how they are scrapping on the ground, scrapping on the foot, and then coming for quarreling.
That
is how that is ignited.
This is what I saw in the animal, and so I adapted that.
Siddhir Loka is one of the sutras. Siddhi can be attained only through the observation of the Loka.
In Satara, the sculptures, Devi's figure captures the beginning of the Alatachari with the right sole facing the onlooker in the process of being rounded backwards. The left hand is stretched on its side and the right palm is as if ready to attack. Both the Hastas are in Urnanabha, portray the paw of the lion. Shiva's figure shows the lifting of the left leg at the back, caused by a forward thrust of the right leg. The secondary hands are near the chest and the primary hands are stretched to the sides. Here it can also be used to represent holding one by hair, receiving stolen goods. To steal something from somebody, scratching one's hand, skin disease, seizing a stone, and of course a playful way of lions, tigers and such other animals. Vikriditam. So it's not attacking, it's more of a sport. Yes. The next one is Simha Karshitam. 90.
Bharata says, Prishta prasarpitah padas tatha hastau nikunchitau punastathaiva kartavyo simha karshita ke dvijaha.
O Brahmins, in Simha Karshita, the foot is extended backwards and the hands are nikunchita. The same action is repeated again and again.
And Abhinav Gupta has something. Pushchikaha ekah padaha nikunchito swastikena padmakosha urnanabhau. The hands that you earlier mentioned also. Here he has mentioned Dakshina Vamahasto punardvitiyena padena yada pushchikaha tada tau kriyavartana vashat apasadya punrapi tadrishadeva hastaviti simhadyabhinaya vishayam simhadyakarshittam.
The Kumbakonam figure was discovered later after removing the wall. The left foot shows the landing posture after the forward thrust and the right foot is seen behind as Kunchita with a Jangha swastika. The hands are Urnanabha. The Chidambaram figure is in Mandalasthana. It suggests the beginning of the extending of the foot. For it is seen on its toes with the sole almost turned backwards. Both the hands are Nikunchita. So it's bent inwards. The western Gopura has the beginning of the extension of the right foot portrayed with the left hand lowered in front with a bent elbow. It is in the form of Padma Kosha. So western Gopura shows the Padma Kosha. So the movement goes, we perform the Atikrantachari with Vrishchika at the back. This must be performed with great majesticity with the torso moved in front each time the foot is landed.
அவ்வளோதான்.
And then it is brought in
பிடிச்சி இழுக்கணும்
and finished with 2 Urnanabha Hastas. In Satara, Devi's figure shows the Atikrantachari, Hasta is Padma Kosha, right hand is near the chest in Urnanabha. Shiva's figure shows the left foot landed with the right lifted in Vrishchika.
Oh, snatching is Padma Kosha.
Yes.
And then
Urnanabha when you bring it back.
Urnanabha, Padma Kosha and Urnanabha again.
So this is Simha Karshitam, Akarshitam.
Yes.
Since it depicts the lion and other such wild animals, the hand movement must resemble the paw. This gait may be used to represent the emotion of anger. The lion is introduced in the layout of the book here for denoting the meaning and spirit of the name Simha Karshitam.